Greetings, Redheads. Thank you so much for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. I am your gracious host, J Red, and I'm humbled, y'all, because I'm joined by not only a legend, he's my favorite rapper. Y'all know, you see I got the shirt on right here, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Shout out to the phenomenal, legendary, KRAYZIE Bone. What's happening?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, just living. I tell everybody just trying to avoid COVID, stay safe. You know how it goes.
Yes, indeed. I hear you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I've been telling everybody, they know that I'm a fan favorite of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bone, y'all done stuff that has changed not only hip hop, but R&B, pop, rock, everything, you know. So let's start right there. How does it feel to know that you influenced this whole wave of music right
Man, it's a blessing, man. It just proves the fact that we are trendsetters, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much they try to erase us from existence, you know, that presence is always, the presence and DNA is undeniable, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And it's there, for real, just like you said, like throughout this whole wave of music now, this whole generation, even today, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can hear it, you know what I'm saying? You can hear what we started.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's incredible. So first off, we got to give an RIP to DMX. I know that y'all traveled together, did shows together, and even worked on stuff together, right?
Yes, indeed, man. You know, that's a very, very sad situation. That one there was crazy because, you know, like we've done many tours with that brother, you know what I'm saying? Like really kicked it with him, prayed with him, talked about God with him, you know, like just really kicked it, you know what I'm saying? So it's hip hop would definitely miss him. His presence would definitely be missed, for sure.
Absolutely. Were y'all supposed to do a track with him, like all of y'all? Because it's something that's been floating online. It sounded like during the Generation era or something like that.
Yeah, man. Back when we was working with Swizz on the Strength of Loyalty, you know what I'm saying? But everybody was just moving, you know, we never got around to it, man. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wish we could have done it. You know, it'd have been another classic, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, let's hop into your new stuff because I got a lot of questions, you know, talking about the Bone stuff and y'all's legacy. But I want to talk about what you got new popping up. So you got Leaves of Legends.
Yes.
That's out right now. Currently, the strand of marijuana that you got, right? The cannabis.
Yes, that's out in California. We're in about to be in a few stores in Oklahoma. We're in Cookies in Oklahoma right now, and we're in like 10 stores out here in Los Angeles right now too. So we're definitely gonna like trying to expand to like like Washington, Oregon, all the West Coast states right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope, man. I think it's very like I saw it coming, you know what I'm saying, when weed started getting legalized. Y'all the king of weed songs. I don't care what nobody say. I hate when they leave y'all off a list, you know what I'm saying, of the greatest this, greatest that. I'm like, Bone has a weed song on damn near every damn album. So like so yeah, like glad to see that you're doing it. What made you want to start it?
I mean, yeah, man, it's only right, And plus the fact, we've been getting penalized for so long, man. What I'm trying to do with my brand is not only just have a brand and say I sell weed, but also give back to the communities and do things, like for those, like to try to funnel some of this money back into the communities because, they, like I said, they penalized us so much for using it when it was illegal. Now all of a sudden it's legal and everybody gonna cash in except for the people they penalize. You know what I'm saying? So we can't have that. That's why people got to get more into this. This is a gold rush. So people need to get into it and educate themselves about this industry for real.
Exactly. And it seems like you're doing it right because you're providing opportunities for, I looked it up. So you're giving opportunities to second chance citizens, making clothes and stuff like that. I think that's great.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then also I saw that you said it's a Cleveland School of Cannabis. Is it a scholarship through Leaves of Legends?
No. It's yes, it's a scholarship through Leaves of Legends. You know what I'm saying? And Cleveland School of Cannabis is like the only certified school of cannabis.
Wow.
in America. I mean, not just, yes, in the country, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what we do is like, you know, we give students scholarships to go through to learn everything, you know, like to learn everything about the industry. Like I said, just like, you know, there's so much to the cannabis industry, but it's a new industry. So, you know, you have to do your research and know what the laws is and know, you know, like just know everything. And when you graduate this school, you'll be certified to work in a dispensary or get into the business anywhere you want in this country. You
Mm,
know? So,
that's
yes, that,
yeah, it's showing that you're doing more than just selling, you know, making a business and making profits off of it. You're giving opportunities to other people and people who are willing to learn about the business and then become millionaires from that. So I definitely salute you on that, helping the community out.
yes indeed, bro.
Yeah. So with Leaves a Legend, you also got a brand new album coming out on 420 called Crazy Bone Leaves a Legend. Uh,
Yes.
yeah. So tell us about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. It's an album, but man, like you said earlier, everybody know that we always had the herb songs on the album. You know, always. You know, so I've been wanting to do this for a long time, just like do a whole album with just nothing but weed songs. So I was like, you know what? It's perfect timing right now. I could do it to promote my strain and, you know, make a soundtrack to the strain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like basically that's what that is, you know. And you know, each song is basically a mood, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're trying to get your head right, when you ride, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you actually can play this whole album and just ride, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those feel good album for real.
Man, from the songs that you just dropped, "Break Up a Bag," I've been listening to that all day, and
Yeah,
then the song "Last Blunt." I know that's the outro, but you and
yeah.
Bone passing the blunt around, man. Like this sounds like it's gonna be a jamming album, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Like I think you know the fans gonna be happy and satisfied, and you know they're gonna have some good music for the summertime. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I saw you drop the track list, so you got some producers. I know Cloud. He worked on the last Quick Fix project that you had out, and then
Yeah.
looks like you got Gangsta Boo on there too. She's a feature.
Yes, yes, Gangsta Boo, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, man. She always come through. That's the homegirl for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So when we talk about Gangsta Boo, she's a part of 3-6 Mafia, or was a part of 3-6 Mafia. So there was a versus battle, not necessarily versus, but it was the face-off that was supposed to happen last year with DJ Paul, with you and DJ Paul during the quarantine, right? And
Hmm.
what I just found out is that you all got an EP, a joint EP that's coming out, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. We working on something right now in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we got a session tomorrow. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Studio. So yeah. That's another one. That's something else coming out the cut. You know what I'm saying? So man, we working. You know, like we stay working over here for real.
oh, that's crazy, man. No pun intended, but that's crazy. But that's
Yeah.
that's that's gonna be dope, man. So the EP, are y'all eyeing to do like 5, 6 songs, 7 songs? How many y'all trying to blaze out?
Man, I don't know. We probably, you know, I don't know. We probably could probably do anywhere between 8 songs. You know, like I mean, shit. Yeah, I say like 8 songs, 8, 10 songs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know everybody's looking forward to that. I always envision, because I've heard you rap on 3-6 Mafia production before, so a whole
Yeah,
project with y'all together is so big. But why now? I want to dive into that battle, because what happened was you were supposed to do it, but then you got a call from Swizz's people, and they didn't. They told y'all to shut it down, and they were gonna do it again with y'all. Like, what happened with that?
yeah. No, they didn't tell us to shut it down. They just pretty much was like, you know what I'm saying. Let's do, you know what I mean? Let's do it and make it big. You know what I'm saying? Over, you know what I'm saying, on the platform. So you know we was down with it, but you know it just so happened we never heard nothing back from.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that was that.
Yeah, I feel it. All the Bone fans, I know I canceled my whole day of what I had to do just to see that. So hopefully, something can happen in the future with that, man. But it is what it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, but so let's dive into some Bone history real quick. I've been, because I'm not gonna ask you the same questions everybody asks you. What was it like working with Pop? What was it like working with Biggie? I know y'all get that all the time, right?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So when y'all started off as Bone Enterprise, right? Um, I was listening to the guy Kermit that was over Stony Broke Records or Burke,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he revealed that it was another member. Was it Fishbone or was it somebody who just didn't show up with y'all to the sessions or something like that? Was it another member of Bone?
No, I don't know what the hell he talking about. I don't know what he talking about, bro. It was always the original members you see.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
always the members. I don't know what the hell he talking about.
yeah. I'm glad I had to ask you to clarify that because I've never heard y'all talk about that at all. I always heard Crazy, Lazy, Busy, Wish your Flesh. So thank you for clearing that up for the Bone fans out there right now.
Yeah, definitely. So,
That's crazy. So one thing that I noticed about y'all, this is just my observation. Outside, like out of all the collaboration y'all done, one of the most key collabs that y'all did was Breakdown with Mariah Carey. And I first personally feel that that is the song that helped change. The Crossroads was one, but I feel like that song kind of changed the R&B scope, from that point on. What was it like creating Breakdown with Mariah Carey?
man, it was a crazy sound. You know, I mean, honestly, at the time, bro, like we didn't even really notice, like, no, you know what I'm saying? We didn't even realize how big Mariah was. You know, like that was early in our career. Like, you know, we were still like very, very to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I mean, we knew of Mariah Carey, but like we didn't really understand the impact of how huge she was. And like I said, when we went in the studio, we went into the session like it was like one of, like normal sessions, like smoking weed, drinking, you know what I'm saying? We went in like just kicking it. And she was cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? She sat in the studio with us and kicked it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we did the song and it was like, bam, we just did the song. Like, it wasn't like like, I mean, the making in it and the history of it itself is special, but at the time, it was just like another session. It wasn't like, no, I ain't gonna sit here and be like, it was magic in the air, you know what I'm saying? We was just sitting there like doing our thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that led to another collab that y'all had with Mariah. Well, you had. She was on Thug Mentality 1999 for that track Still Believe. I thought that was a real dope song.
Yeah.
Y'all did with her. And y'all worked with her later on too. But when did you personally start seeing, like, because I know during the time you heard rappers mimicking y'all style, but when did you see like the R&B world start adapting to the Bone sound?
Man, it was very early on too. You know, you started to notice the tones and the harmonies. You know, a lot of things started sounding like the way we came in and was doing our harmonies. You know, we was like, yo, it's even in the, and even producers started to change the way they made beats. You know what I'm saying? Like when they heard the way DJ Unique was doing our beats, like even producers like came in and like that inspired a lot of producers to start like doing beats. You know what I'm saying? So we influenced and inspired everything from hip hop to R&B to pop. You know what I'm saying? To rock. You know what I'm saying? I've heard a few rock groups like
Yeah.
doing our style on their beats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've like our style has evolved through every genre out here. You can even hear some country music today. No lie.
Yeah,
Real.
yeah, because like what y'all did with Ghetto Cowboy, it's like, Old Town Road came out, but everybody's like, hold on now. Ghetto Cowboy was a smash single back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't count, like Bone has touched damn near every genre in music. So y'all been doing it, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, the another question I wanted to know is, you put out Creeping on the Come Up, then you put out E99, Easy Passes and everything, and y'all remixed the Crossroads. At the time when y'all remixed the song, had y'all had any imagination like y'all was gonna break the Beatles record, win a Grammy? Like, what was it like making the song, and how did you feel after it achieved all the success that it did?
Man, again, when we went in the studio to remix that song, we did it on the whole strength of we lost a lot of family members, and Easy E passed away. you know, and I was like, you know, you gotta understand that was crazy to us because we had just met E, like, and only had been with him for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, it was like, yo, like, it was crazy. And then you know, we had a whole bunch of personal family, like family that was, you know, that we lost as well. So it was just like we just went into the studio to make a song for them. We wasn't like, you know, and the only reason we remixed it was because the original one was for one of our homies that passed away. But after we had lost so many, we was like, we need to remix this song for everybody, you know. And then like, man, when it went out, it just did what it did. We wasn't even like looking for Grammys or none of that. We wasn't even thinking none of that. You know, all that just happened.
Yeah, yeah, and then it shattered like the Beatles record, and then you won that Grammy, and I'm sure like life changed a lot after that particular record for
Oh
y'all.
yeah, definitely. You know, that set us on a whole another level for real.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as your creativity, man, because I remember I went to a show of yours, and you said that Murder Mo was the first solo song that you recorded, right?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because me and my homie talk about this all the time, that you had so many styles within that one song. What was your creative process in making a song like that, man?
Man, I don't even know, man. I just, you know, I just heard the beat. I just always loved that beat. And it was, man, I was just was in the zone on it. You know what I'm saying? It was just wanted to do a song with like, with a majority of, with a majority of the song was different hooks just put together. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it was.
Yeah, and for the people that don't know, like tell us how y'all came up with the fast rap mixed with the harmony. Like how did y'all develop that unique sound that everybody uses today?
I mean, man, you know, like when we used to say our rhymes and like just practice or freestyle or bust we wrote, you know, we would learn each other's rhymes, you know, and as we would ad lib, as one person would say they rap and the other ones would ad lib, it started sounding like we was harmonizing. So you know, we just started drawing more towards that, and basically came to the point where we mastered it. You know what I'm saying? And that was the style.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure when Easy heard it, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like
Oh yeah, but yeah.
yeah,
From the Easy heard it, he was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
yeah.
You know
Yeah, at the time, man, it was so futuristic at the time, and it was so different. But one thing I noticed, like after East 99, because East 99 and Creeping on the Come Up, all of y'all were collected doing more hooks. But it seems like when Art of War came around, you were the one mostly on the hooks. Is it because you were just in the studio more, or like what led to that direction more so?
I mean, yeah, uh, a little bit of that. I was trying to get everybody on the hooks, but everybody was like, no, 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 go ahead, knock it out, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, you know, me and DJ Unique had a chemistry. He would always come bring me the beat first anyway. This is on every project. He would always bring me the beat. And you know what I'm saying? I would usually come up with a hook and everybody else would jump on the hook, you know what I'm saying? But on Art of War, it just ended up me being on most of the hooks. You know what I'm saying? We did some of the hooks together, but the majority of the hooks was like me on the hook.
Yeah, yeah, because I say that you are like the nucleus when it comes to Bone, because I mean you're the first person a lot of people may think about, and it seems
Yeah,
like a lot of the group, you're the scientist, and they kind of just fill in on what you do, and you can hear it, especially when you're on the hooks and stuff like that. But
yeah.
but yeah, and so I want to dive into some collaborations that you did, some other ones, because I know everybody asked y'all about Biggie, Pac, and everything. But I think some key collabs, and some of my favorite collabs that you did, is when you came down south, when you worked with Chameleon there, when you worked with Lil Jon, when you worked with Trey. You know what I'm saying? One in particular was Lil Jon, because y'all did 2 tracks together. Like, how did that happen with Get You Twisted and I Don't Give a Fuck?
Man, I was in Miami. I was down in Miami and got a call from my homeboy, Disco Rick. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, come by the studio. You know, like John is at the studio. He want to get you on his album. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Man, I'll be there. You know, so I went through and just heard the track. It had Mystical, and you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, let's rock. Man, just knocked it out. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did the part on my part when I said boom, 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 John was always like, yo, we gotta do a beat to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the Get You Twisted came from, you know what I'm saying? Because he was always like, man, I gotta take that and we're gonna do a beat to that. You know what I'm saying? And we did it.
Yeah.
That's how it came out.
Yeah, man, that was knocking back then, man. And I like the fact that one thing I noticed about you is when you hop on other people's tracks or whatever like that, you represented the Bone name, and then you would get Bone to be on the song as well because they were on the Get You Twisted remix.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I thought that was so dope. So after y'all left Ruthless Records, you know, y'all hook up with Swizz and Full Surface Records, and y'all made what people consider a comeback album with Strength and Loyalty. How did it feel to get that success again and be back in the limelight after those years of, you know, being on Ruthless and being off Ruthless, and then y'all come back, win an American Music Award, working with Akon and all that stuff? Like, how did that feel to get that mainstream success again?
Man, you know, it you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even today, people hear a Bone and they know, you know the Bone sound right away. You know the original Bone sound right away. So it's like when people hear that, it brings a lot of memories back to them. You know what I'm saying? You have flashbacks of good times. You know what I'm saying? Every time you hear our music, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people tell us, you know, our music helped them, helped them in their lives. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's supposed to be all about. You know what I'm saying? Music is supposed to heal. Music is supposed to be medicine. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we try to give to people.
Yeah, for sure. And y'all do that every time, every time. What's your first, y'all got so many classic records, man. What is your personal favorite record of Bone?
Man, it's a whole lot, man. You know, that's it. I like Days of Our Lives. I like Shoot 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? I like First of the Month. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got a few.
Yeah, yeah. I bet it's hard to try to keep up and, you know, and just remember, you know, think like, okay, this is my personal favorite one, because and you're still making new music too. So you don't be stuck on just the stuff that you did back at that time. So
Exactly.
yeah. So as far as Bone, what do y'all have going on right now? Are y'all gonna? I heard about a podcast that y'all gonna have coming out, right?
Yeah. We're gonna do a podcast. You know, that's in the making. And we also working on this biopic on our story. So you know, trying to get that in order. And yeah, man, that's basically what we're doing. We may be working on some music, you know, here and there, but we will definitely keep people posted.
Wow. So a biopic, man. I think that's what everybody wants. Is it gonna be like how Straight Outta Compton was, like a movie release, or y'all thinking about doing like a series type?
We pushing more towards the series because our story is like so long and so, you know, like it's so in depth. We want to make sure we catch everything, you know. And I think putting it on a movie screen for an hour and a half won't do our story no justice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Cause there's so much stuff like the come up in Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? Like when you and Busy was living on the street together, and you know, all
Definitely.
that happened beforehand going into the industry. I think that needs to be told in the right manner. Cause I'm more of a fan of like the TV series type other than squeezing it for a 2-hour movie, you know what I'm saying? So
Definitely. Me too.
yeah, so that's true. That's true. So as far as your album, your first solo album, Thug Mentality 1999, right? uh you that album I felt like was so dope because that was the first time we've seen featured artists, you know, on a Bone album like that. You know, is that something that you were thinking at the time, like, hey, I want to just reach more people and let me try
Yeah.
something with this album?
Yeah. No, I'm like, you know, if it was gonna be a double CD, you know what I'm saying? I also want the whole, you know, like the whole album to just be me, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, and plus it was something different. You know, it was giving people a chance to hear us with other artists because we had never done it before. So
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
I think that's why I was so successful too, because people was like, you know, the collaborations on there was crazy. If you look at every collaboration, it was of like real classic originators. You know what I'm saying? Like real OGs, real stars for real.
Yeah, A-Ball, MJG, y'all had Snoop and all them on there. Yeah, that was Big Pun, RP to Big Pun. I remember he was on there too. Yeah, for sure.
E40.
Yeah, E40, Gangsta Boo, Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Everybody was on there.
The Marleys, everybody.
I forgot about the Marleys. Man, you're gonna make me go back and listen to that album again, man. That album stuff.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, for sure. What's your favorite memory of Eazy-E?
Man, just, you know, like just hanging out with him, man. You know, like just him just coming out, like coming through, picking us up, taking us to the studio, taking us around to different producers. And just like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. Because I think he doesn't get a lot of props for being that first hip hop mogul. You know, two of the most influential groups in rap, y'all and NWA, he put together, you know, and got all that going. You know what I'm saying? Discovered y'all rather. Yeah, for sure. So one last question I got for you, man. Well, two last questions I got. Do you think there'll be another album with all 5 members that y'all can pull out one more album for the fans eventually?
Man, I already know we can pull it off. It's just if everybody gonna come to the table and be mentally prepared to put in the work and, you know, like to be responsible and like show up for everything they're supposed to do, man. Because, you know, I'm not here to waste time, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if we're gonna do it, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's possible. Everybody's got to be on a level mentally.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know when it comes to in that studio, man, I watch all this stuff, man. I know that you don't play when it comes to studio, and I think, you know, the fans just want to, you know, that one more time just to hear it, because we hear y'all on different new level production now. And, you know, like the Wiz Khalifa track that y'all had, and all of y'all was on that one, and different things. And even the New Age record that you and Busy did, like I was like, oh shit, this shit is dope. Yeah, so a lot of people looking forward to that. And then I think all the other fans want to know, as far as Thug Mentality, will it ever be on streaming platforms?
Oh yeah, eventually, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm looking for sure, man. But yeah, man, so the album, again, drops on 4/20, Leaves of Legends, Krayzie Bone. I'm excited for that, for sure. You got more videos that you're putting out for it?
Yes, indeed. We just shot a video today, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, we'll be releasing another one either day before or on 4/20, the day of the album release, so yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Man, Krayzie, man. Thank you so much for joining ResView. Like I said, Bone is my all-time favorite group. I feel like it is the best group in hip hop. You're my favorite rapper, inspiration to do my music and ResView. Thank you so much for coming through, man.
That's love, bro. Peace. Yeah.
What's your social media handle for that?
The social media is on IG is KRAYZIE_Bone. On Twitter is I am Krayzie Bone. And yeah, Facebook is KrayJack Your Boss.
KrayJack Your Boss. Yeah, man. You already know where to follow me at JAYR3D on all platforms. And make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. And yeah, man, this is J Red Krayzie Bone, man. Much love, bro. We signing out.
All love, bro.
Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up.